are back at Small Business Center Wednesday. Marley Majcher is joining us. You have a very successful event planning company, The Party Goddess, so you know a thing or two or three about being successful in running and succeeding with a small business.
Yes.
So you're going to share your tips with us as we are heading into this, well, we are in this holiday season.
Right.
And, you know, we're always saying Q4, the fourth quarter, is like, it's prime time.
It's prime
time. For
time.
many companies, they can do almost half of their business in the final 3 months of the year.
Right, we're at the home
especially November
stretch.
and December. We're in the home stretch. But that seems, you know, you hear that number, but if you're a small business, you're like, wow, I've been working hard all year. I don't know if I can do it. What tips would you give people to say you can really boost your numbers in this final stretch?
Well, first of all, don't panic. As soon as I see the Halloween decorations come out, I start thinking, oh my gosh, I've got to make my numbers. So the first thing is to really say, how am I comparing my budget numbers to where I am? Did I spend more than I thought I was going to, and how is my revenue coming in? So that's the first tip. The second tip is just your goals in general. Did you have a goal of being in 3 national magazines, and how's that going? Because again, this is really the home stretch, so you want to make sure that you give it the last final push for anything, whether they're financial goals or just personal goals that you've got for your business. The third thing is you really want to see where you are with your projects. Did you decide to launch a new product? Did you decide to expand into a market? And then you want to, though, really evaluate how it worked, because sometimes I think we get so focused on setting the goals and then trying to achieve them that we don't really say to ourselves, are they working? You know, how is it working? Okay, yes, I know I wanted to launch a new product, but is it profitable? Am I spending more time than I thought I would? The fourth point relates to that. It's about course correcting. So again, we're in the fourth quarter, so we might have to course correct, and you might say, listen, I'm not going to hit my target. So you might not hit your revenue numbers. So what does that mean? Do you need to cut back on your expenses? How is that going to work? And then the last point is just really to ask for help. I can't emphasize this enough. You mentioned at the top that I have my own business and have been an entrepreneur for almost 20 years. And the one thing that I wish I had learned so much earlier on is to ask for help. Even though it's the fourth quarter, like, create a mastermind group. Go to other business owners and say, okay, listen, I've got to really rev up my sales in this last quarter. What can I do? Do you have any referrals that you can lead me to? Do you have any new vendors that I should try out? Really trying to get the word out there, but it's so much easier when you ask for help. Then you're not in it alone.
But when you're thinking about all of these tips, these 5 great tips, and we're in the fourth quarter, is it too late?
I don't think it's too late at all. Sometimes, I mean, let's face it, a lot of us do really well under pressure. And when you're under pressure is when you perform. When you have to hit a sales number, I mean, that's when I start dialing for dollars. So think about it. You know, start following up with everybody on LinkedIn. Start sending those emails. Start saying, you know, if you have to stack breakfast, lunch, and dinner, breakfast, lunch, and coffee so that you can get in front of your clients. And things happen at the last minute. So even me as an event planner, you know, obviously we do a lot of business in the fourth quarter. But the nice thing is people do still sometimes plan last-minute events. And I remember last year I thought, oh, I'm not going to reach out to that customer because I'm sure they've already got something booked.
And they didn't.
And they didn't. And then guess what? I got a nice chunk of business, and it was kind of cathartic. So just push hard at the end, and you'll be amazing how you can see yourself over the finish line.
Can you talk some more about when you should scale back or change your course?
Sure.
And what are those signs, and when that's maybe too risky?
Sure. Well, I think course correcting is so important, and I think what's risky is not evaluating really where you are and taking a critical eye. I think sometimes we get so tied to what we set out to accomplish, but don't really focus on whether it's working or not. And the other thing too is if you've budgeted a certain dollar amount or a certain number of man hours for a particular project, what you want to say is, okay, listen, am I totally over the budget? And if you are and you've really got, it's really going along the right way, that's fine. But if it isn't, then start to scale back. And I think that's something that I learned too late, is just pull back faster. And if something isn't working, it's okay. Take your ego out of it. This is business. Course correct sooner. And if you need to cut hours, cut staff, do what you need to do instead of waiting, oh, maybe it's going to get better, maybe it's going to get better.
But a lot of small businesses, and Isaac Levy was on before, he's a jewelry company, you know, he says everyone's his family. All 100 people that he employs are his family. So a lot of small businesses have that relationship with their workers, and they don't really want to cut them, especially during the holidays.
Absolutely. And the thing is, though, is that they are, my employees and my vendors and everybody else are my family as well. But the most important thing, I think, is at the end of the day, you have to remember who are those kids that you have to put through college, and sometimes you have to make sound business decisions. And I'm not saying, you know, the week before the holidays come, start axing half of your staff. Of course, that's the last thing you want want to do. But I am saying that you do want to look at your business, and sometimes in as non-emotional a way as possible.
Business is business.
Business is business, and that's not to say that you wait till the day before Thanksgiving. It is to say you need to do what your numbers tell you.
Now, next month you're going to share some of your secrets at a special event. Tell us about that.
Well, I'm going to share some, I've got a fabulous event in Atlanta called Uncensored that I do for event industry professionals, and it's all about the business of event planning, really, and it's all about how we get so focused on our passion, and we get so focused on like what we love to do that we forget to really focus on the business aspect of it.
Okay, that's November 5th to 7th?
November 5th to 7th in
Atlanta.
In Atlanta, exactly. I'm not sure how hot it'll be in November, but I'm looking forward to it.
Marley Majcher, thank you so much for coming on. We'll show your book, but are you making any money?
Right, it's a great question. Key question that we all need to keep asking ourselves.
And your website is your name, Marley Majcher, MAJCHER.com. Oh, look, your papers, this same as your website.
You know, well, I've got to have it all.
You're such a party planner.
I've got to have it all. I'm definitely a planner of something, yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Let's head out.